Fantastic, fantastic, fantastic. Welcome in, everybody. Good morning, good morning. I see we've got AB, Dan, Bob, Simon, Michael, Prime, Dalton, Andy, Jackie, Yolanda, Puzara. Good morning.
Good morning, John Johnson and everybody.
Good morning, Mr. Sadai. The man, the myth, the legend.
How you doing, buddy?
Fantastic. Another day in paradise. I think I'm going to meet a celebrity today.
Oh yeah,
Mm-hmm.
that's interesting because I'm having one of the most important meetings of my life today too.
Really?
Yeah,
Wow.
meeting a superstar.
Wow.
Yeah. How's everybody doing, Mr. Fazio? Good morning, buddy. AB and Simon. Good morning, Dalton, Yolanda, Jackie. Hey, how's everybody doing? What are we doing here? It's amazing, Mr. Michael McCarthy. Good morning, buddy. Um, I see all these questions. Turn the camera on. I see all these questions in the chat area, yet none of them show up. Pretty interesting. Why is that? They have questions. They want to know about quiet title. They want to know about contracts. They want to know about comping. They want to know about this and that. But they just want the answer right now. If I can't have it right now, I'll move on. Next. Next deal. Next deal. Is that how it works, John?
Not at
It's not how it
all.
works for me. I don't know. You got to dig, you got to find, you got to search. Got to calm down a little bit, right?
Gotta stay calm. Got to.
Maybe you've seen me comp before. What are you talking about? The beginning, that's all we were pretty much doing was comping. Yep, immediate gratification. Exactly right, my friend. So, if you're here, I hope you have questions. Jeremy Buys is here. Love it. Dante Pena is here too. Cool. We're going to see him too?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Woo wee. Awesome.
Hopefully,
Good.
we can get the SMS King to pop out. We'll see.
Yeah. How do you go about finding a lease option for a seller who needs a new home in order to sell theirs? Find a lease option for a seller who needs a new home in order to sell theirs. Okay. Well, I mean, it's pretty much just like anything else. You're looking for sellers who are open to creative, and then a lease option is just an opportunity or an option that you bring for them to see if they're open. Depends on location, Simon. I was doing lease options 2018 and 2019 quite a bit. What I found out was it is so location dependent. It was for me, at least in my experience. In California, nothing. I couldn't get anybody interested in lease options. I think I may have done one in the entire 2 years in all of California. But outside in the Midwest, a lot easier. A lot more people were open to the idea, okay, and they were more willing to do it. But in California, they just wanted their price. They didn't care about anything else. They just wanted their price. Now, this was pre-COVID, so I don't know if anything's changed or not. But yeah, I it's the same method, Simon, for lease options. Okay, it's just like you trying to find someone who's willing to take a down payment. Okay, the only thing is lease options. You got to realize it's an actual lease. Okay, so if you're trying to buy a house and the sellers are looking for their new location, okay, are they willing to lease first with the option to purchase? Do they have the money? And can that money be provided by your down payment, for example? They may be looking at that. Okay. So Just trying. I guess I need a little bit more information to see if I can help any other way. How are you adjusting to the new market? What pivots are you making to keep a good deal flow? That's a great Dan Fazio question. You want to answer that, Dan? Come on, buddy. You don't need to raise your hand.
Good morning, guys. How we
Good
doing?
Good
morning, good
morning.
morning, good morning. Whoa, superstar.
How we doing? Yeah, I just want to
Fantastic
start off
now.
by saying, it's so funny how we have all these kings now on social media and stuff. All these people that crown themselves king, but ain't none of them really living like a king. I just think that's ironic. It's just funny to me how that works. But that's a side story for another day, I guess.
Mm.
Ironic how that is, though.
I don't know. I haven't crowned myself yet, but I'm living pretty good.
Guess you gotta wait till you get your palace. Anyways, how
Well, I
are
mean,
you guys?
I got a take on that too. Why don't you answer the
You sure?
question and then I'll come back to yours.
All right, sounds good. So what's quite a different? So we're looking at how we adjusting the new market.
Yeah.
Um, I think, like I said, you just got to look at different extra exit strategies, right? So the different exit strategies really come from the factor of cash buyers are just not buying right now like they used to. That's the bottom line. So if you're doing cash and you're only doing cash and you're just trying to look for cash, you're not going to be making any cash. That's basically the bottom line right now. This is the opening point for the people that are getting into different versions of how they're taking down deals, or the ones really still making money. You look at all the people that are doing things like novations, and I mean by that I mean both types of novations. Retail buyer program as well as partnering up with the homeowner, fixing the house up, and then reselling it on the MLS. The bottom
Check
line
Dan
is,
out. And he's not a real estate guy either.
what do we say, Bob? We have a new say. So we
That's
said
right.
we're not. I'm not exclusively a real
There you
estate
go.
guy.
Okay, okay.
Uh, but now I'm becoming. I used to say I'm not a software guy. Now I'm becoming a software guy. So I don't know. I don't know where the turn of events is coming from, but we do it all. Apex does it all. My brand does it all. So that's the bottom line. But one thing we're still doing well is real estate, and the way that we're doing that is really just by exiting on deals differently. We're looking at really utilizing cash available on hand. We're taking down properties now, and we're looking to actually buy, do quick flips, and then resell. Um,
There you go.
and we would like to actually go more the route of start doing more like of the classic novation of actually partnering with the homeowner,
Mhm.
just because that way, what I think so many people have gone away from doing the classic novation, right? They just want to buy it, and they just want to get it under contract and list it on the open
List
market.
it on the
But
MLS, yeah.
guys, like you guys can make so much more money a lot of times if you get these
Ooh.
people in these margins. If you get these people in these margins that need, their house just needs a little bit of remodeling, and maybe they
Yeah.
have a vacant property, maybe they have a situation going on, their house just needs a little bit. If you have an extra 15, 20, $30,000 sitting around in your bank account that can be utilized, use it, take the risk, and flip it and sell it on the open market. Because right now, the main platform where all the buyers still exist is the MLS. And the bottom line is, if you want to play around in markets like St. Petersburg, Florida, Miami, Florida, Clearwater, Florida, Port St. Lucie, all these markets that are people are still moving to. People are moving here. 1,000 people a day are still moving here.
Dan,
If you
I
guys
see
want to
in
play in these markets where the buyers are,
the side chat, Stas, this is Josh's partner with Kind Skip Tracing. He has a similar perspective to me. He says that exposes you to way too much risk, my friend. I agree. I don't know why anybody would take on any sort of risk if they could use this, just novate it and put it on the market and get a retail buyer. I understand, for a situation where, it needs like a heavy rehab and, maybe a conventional buyer couldn't qualify with a loan from the bank. But even then, it's like, why get yourself involved when you could spend the same time to go make $30,000, doing something else with little or no risk at all?
I mean, it's up to you, but everything's a risk. Like you always like to say, John. So I mean, everything's a risk. You have to have the correct paperwork into place. For one, and if you don't have the correct paperwork into place, then it's not gonna. Yeah, you're going to expose yourself to risk. But everything's a risk. If you do a sub two property, if you do sub two on a property, huge risk. Do a wrap, huge risk. Do a seller finance, huge risk. I mean, I can just keep going on and on down the line. You guys don't think doing cash deal and wholesaling right now is not a huge risk? There are people getting sued every single week right now in the United States, my guys, for wholesaling. Traditionally, wholesaling properties the traditional way. People are getting sued. Everything's a huge risk. So it's just about like, are you putting together the correct expectations and are you actually doing the correct due diligence of doing it? Lucy said they must not be doing it right. Well, I got news for you. That is not necessarily the case. That is not necessarily true. And those of you who are not keeping up with the regulations that are coming, those of you who are not keeping up with what is happening right now, every single day, every single week, every single month, right now, the way that the changes that are being made consistently, if you're not keeping up with it, which a lot of you clearly here are not keeping up, a lot of you here are clearly not in the loop. You're the ones who are going to end up with a lawsuit on the table. So you got to stay in the loop. You got to watch the news. You got to stay in the facts. So, yeah, it's very state dependent right now, but I mean, it's not going to be. That's the thing. I
Yeah,
mean,
that's where I was heading towards actually when I saw that question is, how do you keep ahead? Well, I mean, you have to stay informed. You have to be well informed. You have to hang out. You have to know what types of news to listen to, not your Yahoo news, okay? Not what's, the Kardashians doing today or that kind of news, okay?
not your zodiac sign, yeah.
Right. Okay. We're talking about actual economic business specifically to real estate news. Okay. You gotta, as John likes to put it, and I love it, is be in proximation. What how does that go again? I
Be
just
in
blanked out right now.
proximity. Be in proximity.
Be in proximity. Thank you. Be in proximity of leaders. Okay. So see what are those guys doing. Okay. Look at what they're watching or listening to or who they're paying attention to. Okay. So go take a look at what Jerry Norton is doing. Go take a look at what Pace Morby, Jameel, what's the other guy that I really like? Sean Terry. Okay. These guys have their fingers on the pulse. Okay. They're always looking. Okay. Dan is always looking. I love that about him. He's always seeing what's happening. Okay. So you want to hang out with these people to see, hey, what's the latest? What's going on? Where's the market headed towards? That's how you stay ahead. That's how you make sure you know when to turn, what to do. I mean, Dan, since 2 weeks ago, and that's why I asked Dan to come up here and talk about this. For 2-3 weeks now, he's been saying, hey, change is coming. Change is coming. Where do you think he comes up with that? Do you think he just pulls it out of his butt? I mean, he does his research. He hangs out with the right people. So he knows what he's talking about. Okay. So it's important to know and to hang out with those types of people all the time. As far as the novation thing is concerned, I do both. Is there a risk? Sure. There's risk, like Dan said, though, in everything. Okay. In anything and everything, there's risk. Okay. So we try to mitigate that risk as much as possible in every situation. Is there a risk in sub two in wraps and everything? Absolutely there is. Okay. But we learn how to mitigate. And again, being in proximity with those who are better than us help us even more. Okay. Now, as far as the novation is concerned, we personally, if it's less than like 10, 20,000, okay, we like to list it ourselves and get it back up on the market, do the repairs ourselves and put it up. But if it's going to be more than that, yeah, we're going to partner up with the homeowners. Okay, we're going to give them the price. We're going to come in. We're going to, again, the risk gets mitigated by us knowing what to do, what types of liens to put on the house to protect the amount of money that we're putting into the property. We had a property in Vonore, Tennessee. Where's Matt? Vonore, Tennessee. Got a cute little property. The most unique thing I've seen, it was in a circle. The whole house was in a circle, and it was sitting right on the lake. And the guy was asking for a little bit too much for wholesaling. Okay. And so we novated with him. We put it on a contract. We told him, look, you're going to get 220 no matter what. Okay. And we figured that we're going to spend anywhere between $60,000 to $80,000 into that thing. And we had a realtor put it back up on the market and sold it for, I want to say $415, $420. We made about $80,000 on it. Okay. After paying the $220 to the seller, after recouping the $60,000 or $80,000 that we spent on it. So there are ways of doing these things. And is there risk? Of course, but you got to know what to do to be able to mitigate it. Hope that answers the question. Simon, the seller is in Raleigh. Okay. I've been posting in some investor groups and been reaching out to wholesalers in the area. We'll call some rent-to-own listings. Okay. Yeah. So if you're going to do that, there's a company called, shoot, I forget its name right now, but it's mainly for agents, and investors can also gain access to it. Vortex. Vortex is the name of the company, or Red Vortex, one or the other. And they sell extremely good data on FRBOs, FSBOs, and expired listings. Okay. So if you're actually looking for rent-to-owns, okay, those for rent by owners, those are great. And that company will help you out. So now going back to your version of living like a king. I like that, Pansy. So I was going to say the same thing. So yeah, you see all these people saying that they're kings, but they don't live like kings. I never pretend like I'm a king. I don't think I'm a king.
He doesn't have to, ladies and gentlemen.
I do well enough. Okay. I do well enough, but I don't live in a fancy house. I don't drive fancy cars. I'm just an old timer, I guess. And I enjoy my life. I enjoy the luxuries of life. Okay. But I don't feel like I need to. I drive a 2011 Honda Pilot. I love that car. I'm not getting rid of that car. Okay. I will upgrade it. I will do whatever it needs. I will take care of that car like it's my princess. But I like that car. It's comfortable. It's spacious. It gives me a lot of room, and I can do whatever I want with it. I love that car. I wouldn't trade that for a Lambo. I wouldn't. Me personally, I wouldn't. Okay. So now if that means that I'm not a king, so what? I don't care. That's just a label.
I just think it's overrated that all these people like label themselves. We have like Novation King, SMS King, this king, that king, that king, this king. Everybody's a king. And it's like people love to go on social media. I'm a king. Hey king, what's up, king? It's like, I don't know. Like, do we even like
I see
kings? Like
that.
we got away from monarchy for a reason. Like, why are we calling each other fucking kings? It's the dumbest shit in the fucking
I
world.
love that. Yeah.
Like, I don't even know what all this hostility is over here on the side chat towards me today. I came up here just to try to answer a question, but
What hostility? I don't see any hostility.
I'm not seeing any
does not
hostility.
like me. This guy Lucy over here does not like me.
Well, like you say, Dan, like you say, man, what does it matter, man? What does it matter?
It doesn't matter.
What somebody's
It does not
opinion
matter.
is at the end of the day, you're making money, man. At the end of the day, you're making money. You're making this business work, and
Exactly.
what does it matter? Nobody's opinion is paying your bills. We get up here, we serve the community
I don't
because we
have
like
to
to be
come up.
here.
I don't have to come up here and answer the questions. You know what I mean? I'm trying to offer people a CRM for like the most affordable price on the market right now. We're offering people something right now that we're putting together something truly amazing. We're offering people the best price right now for CRM workflows, and we're putting together something ultimately powerful, CRM wise, specifically for real estate investors.
I
And
might be
we're
interested in
offering
that.
it still at the
You an
same
interested party,
price
Bob?
of
I am.
$290 all in together. You're going to be
Jesus.
spending less than $10 a month to access the most powerful real estate CRM software on the planet, and that's like what we're putting together is amazing. And we're listen, man, we're tired of these people, these big companies making these huge margins off you guys. It's ridiculous. People are spending less than $500 a month making fortunes off of these software. Software, people don't even understand, but the margins on software are like insane. Well, listen, Salesforce can't even compare. This is REI specific. Whether you're an agent, wholesaler, fix and flipper, this is going to be specifically made to power the back ends of everybody's REI business. And we're gonna make one, for all different types of industries, and then we're gonna be able to add in a small amount of customization for everyone's account. And we're doing all this for less than $10 a month. It does have a one-time setup fee, but it's less than $10 a month. It's not $90 for the year. And you guys can access this super powerful base software and actually be able to afford to get in. Most people can't afford to pay $300-$400 a month. They just
Right.
can't do it right off the jump. And we shouldn't have an industry. I saw something on Facebook in a community yesterday, I think, and somebody said, they go, I would love to learn how to get into the real estate business. I would love to learn how to wholesale, learn how to fix and flip. I want to get in, but does anybody know how I can get solid information to get started? Because I would love to learn from someone, and I'm willing to pay, but I don't have $8,000 to get started, and everybody's membership is $6,000, $8,000, $12,000. And that's not, and I'm not shitting on anybody who's charging that. You charge what you think that you're worth, right? Whatever you think you're. But a lot of these people who are selling these courses are pre-built, they're pre-videoed, and these gurus, quote unquote, are making tens of thousands of dollars every single minute selling these courses to people for prices that's not really costing them anything on the back end. And I'm not saying that they didn't put in the work to get the brand recognition to do that. I just don't think that we fix the industry and we keep people informed. Like I was saying before, we don't keep people informed. We don't keep people going down the straight path of really
I
how to
like
do
that
this
word.
business, like John likes to say. We don't keep that by charging these huge margins to try to keep some type of gap, right? It's like we want homeowners experiencing the best type of solution and exit to their property, right? We don't want people just going in here and just slinging the bag around trying to get a check because they couldn't afford to learn the right way to do this business, right? Like we don't want that. We don't want people, locking up stuff just trying to make a check and they don't really know what they're doing. But sometimes like they couldn't, it's because the information is locked up behind a vault that costs $12,000 to get into. Right? So I sent him a link to REI Rev, and I told him to come into the community and to come in here and ask questions and to learn. I said, hey, it's not a course, it's not a situation, but it's an ability to join a community of people, of like-minded people, to try to hopefully push yourself in the right direction. Jules, the collaboration with Mike Martin is not on the table. I'm not going to speak about that in detail, but it's not on the table. It never will be on the table, and that's that. Unfortunately, I tried to make it work. I tried to do everything in my power to make that work, and it's just I can't say the same about the opposing party, and that's just all I'm going to say. I'm not going to talk down on anybody. I'm not going to say anything bad. It's just that's just sometimes things just don't work. So that's all I'll say on that. And I'm sorry for you guys that isn't going to work, but we're building something better and we're going to offer it to you guys at a better price anyways. So, that's the bottom line. We want to give access for everybody to be able to do this business the right way. And that's what me and my team are all about, is we're trying to give people the ability to learn how to do this business the right way, the correct way, and to have the right tools for a price that makes sense, to where we can still make money, but we all do it together. I'll post the. So I have a link if you guys want to schedule a demo with me and my team. I will post the link to that in the side chat here if you guys are interested. Because I see a couple people asking, but and anybody, if you're coming over from REI Rev, please mention that you're coming over from the server when you book it, because anybody that comes over from the server, I'll give a percentage of those sales back to the server. I'm going to give a percentage of the sales back to the server to keep having the ability for the server to be able to do more. So
Phenomenal.
Heard it here, folks. Heard it here first.
There's the link. Book your demo today. 20-minute demo. Get on my schedule.
Now, for people that are just trying to get their hands on, some of that information, there is a lot of stuff that we're working on behind the scenes, that it is taking time, but the ball is still rolling. And I'm excited, in this upcoming year to release a lot of the stuff that we've got going on, because it is going to be a foundation, for people that are trying to get started that just simply don't have that $8,000 to $10,000 to spend. Because I know what it's like to be there. I was there when I first got started, and
We were all there. I was there. Bob was
yeah,
there.
Oh yeah.
oh yeah, oh yeah. That's
I'm
that's
still there.
why that's why we love the community so much, and we pour back in, because we know what it's like to be in that position. That's why we all hop up on the stage every day and make ourselves available for the 30 minutes to an hour that we do, to answer people's questions, because we genuinely want to create that opportunity we wish somebody would have made for us. So please, ladies and gentlemen, take advantage of this opportunity. Really take this seriously. Come prepared. Bring your questions. Take notes. This is an opportunity unlike anywhere else. You will not find an opportunity to be in proximity with 6 and 7 figure earners giving you the sauce for free. The only other person that hops up on the live streams and really pours the sauce for free, in my opinion, is Brent Daniels. He's the only other guy. He's the only other guy that has done it and continues to do it.
Yeah.
Mr. TTP. And I got the privilege, the blessing to be able to be in proximity with him and his entire team in Phoenix. And now it's like, oh yeah, I might just want to move out to Phoenix. It's such a hot area. It's a plane ride away from San Diego, being California. I like the time, I wake up. It feels so late to be up at 8 p.m. here. It's crazy. I'm ready to go to sleep at 8 p.m. over here, man. It's insane.
Well, why do you think I go to bed at like 9:30, 10 at the latest? That's exactly why. Yeah.
I never knew what it would be like, Bob, to be out in California until I got here. And now I'm here. I'm like, I don't know. Maybe I should stick around.
Super Ninja, how's it going?
Hey, what's going on, guys?
Good morning. Good
Good,
morning.
good. How can we help you?
I'm at work right now, and I gotta go do something, but at my job right now. But quick question: is Arizona a good state for a new person to start wholesaling?
Wholesaling?
Yeah.
Arizona is a great place
It
because
is.
there are a lot of great people in there, a lot of wholesalers, a lot of investors there, and the laws are very much favorable, to investors, landlords. So yeah, it's a great place to start. I would highly recommend, if you're new, to squat up with other seasoned investors in Arizona. Even if you're remote, you can still do it. You do the legwork, they'll tell you what to do, and you can do it.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, I'm in Arkansas right now.
There you go.
Yeah.
Hey, Matt, I don't think we have to worry about that with Super Ninja, at least. Not putting you down. I'm just saying, you're starting out. You don't need to be starting out with creative, with FHA sub twos and stuff like that. Don't worry about any of that stuff. Go find a good mentor. Go find Brent Daniels to work with. Okay, his team is always looking to work with people. Okay, go find others in that area. There are a ton of people over there that are willing to work with you, and find them and just get into the system and work with them.
I like what you said there,
you'll be
Bob.
happy.
People really shouldn't be concerning themselves with advanced types of deals, sub two,
Oh no,
creative, or
but
like if you've never done a real estate transaction, go find a cash deal, go find a property, negotiate a discount, and assign it to somebody else and get the proof of concept that, hey, if I do this, I can make money. And then from there expand on that, but build the foundation of just cash. Go do a deal before you get caught up in the shiny objects of, oh, let me see if I can get creative and negotiate terms and try to figure this and that. Guys, I've done one sub two deal, and this one deal has literally cost me peace of mind because this buyer defaulted on the deal, and I feel morally responsible to the seller because their credit was negatively affected. Now, for me to scale a business and an operation like this, I don't know how I would be able to sleep at night knowing that I'm assigning the livelihoods of people into the hands of strangers, right? Because this is real life. People's real credit scores can really be negatively affected.
mm-hmm.
And if you don't know what you're doing, you see, oh, this is a quick way to make $5,000 to $10,000 online, and you recklessly start scaling this business, not knowing what to do or how to really structure your assignments in a way that you can protect the seller, you can really be in a terrible position morally, and then on top of that, financially, not only for your pockets because the seller could come back and sue you because they have done with Bob. Doesn't mean you will lose the lawsuit, but you can get sued, and that takes time, energy, and peace of mind. On top of that, the seller can be negatively affected. Their whole credit can be negatively affected. There are real life repercussions in this business, guys. Don't think that this is some sort of like crypto pump or ecom frenzy. This is real deal, real estate. So be very mindful of the types of transactions you get yourself in and always understand what it is you're asking somebody else to agree to and make sure that you agree to those terms, because in the event that things do go south, because they eventually will, you are going to need to make sure you can handle and navigate, make your way out of those situations. And it all boils down to always making sure you're using a bulletproof agreement. Make sure you know what it is you're agreeing to and making sure you agree to what you're asking somebody else to agree to. Don't ever just sign something because somebody hands you an agreement and says, hey, just send this DocuSign, click here, boom, boom, 5K. No. Read what it is you're asking somebody to agree to. Understand what terms it is you are asking somebody to agree to and make sure you're on the same page, because if you're not, guess what? Anything that you put in a contract, if two adults sign an agreement, enter into a legal and binding agreement, whatever is on that contract is legal and binding, with the exception of whatever state regulation there is, if any. But you don't need to have a specific lawyer to write up these documents to make it legal and binding. Whatever additional terms or agreements you both agree to, if you write it in clearly, it is legal and binding. So just make sure that you are always aware of what you're agreeing to and always aware of what you are asking someone else to agree to. And what are the repercussions if things go south?
Love it. We got two more people, but unfortunately, I got to jump off. But you guys are in good hands with Dan. Okay.
I gotta go. I gotta
We
work.
gotta
Guys.
go. Sorry, guys. You gotta hop up on the stage a little bit earlier, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah. Sorry. We I maybe ran it over a little bit, but yeah, I wanted to share that with you guys. So
appreciate it, Dan. Appreciate you, Bob. Thank you, Pansy.
Appreciate
Thank
you guys.
Ibomar,
Sorry
everybody
we
in the
couldn't answer.
audience.
Hopefully tomorrow.
Yes,
Take
Bob.
care,
We will
everyone.
see each other today. Is gonna be lit. I'm gonna go meet
In a
Bob.
few hours.
Few hours. I'm gonna go meet Bob, the
Look
man, the
forward
myth,
to
the
it.
legend. Let's go.
See you soon. Take care, guys.
Thank you, Bob. You too. Ladies and gentlemen, if you haven't already, please consider inviting somebody you think would benefit from being in proximity with us. Send them the link, reirev.com. That's where we're going to be pushing people. Tell them to go to reirev.com. I hope that you all have a blessed rest of your day, and that you continue to make this money and change your life and everybody's life around you, because at the end of the day, it's what we're here to do. Love y'all.